Another way to format text as well as to create visual hierarchy is by using headings. And in HTML, we have 6 levels of headings from H1 to H6. So, what does that look like and how can we apply it to our text here? Well, the first thing we can do is add an H1 instead of a paragraph for the title of the story. H1 will generally denote the most important text on the page, and there should only ever be one H1 tag on a page. H2 or heading 2 denotes important text that's not quite as important as the H1. I think that would be a great use for our byline. So we have our H1 and our H2, and now we can start adding H3 through H6 throughout the page depending on what we need. H3s and H4s are the most common heading tags you'll find on a page because they generally break up sections of a web page. H5s and H6 might be for footnotes or asides. So while we have our story here, perhaps after the story I might add an H3 that says "More by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle." And then I might have some more stories he's written. An H4 tag might be "About Sir Arthur Conan Doyle." And then H5s and H6s might be used for supplementary text. So we might say something like "copyright" for the H5 and have a copyright line here that says "All Sherlock Holmes stories exist in the public domain." And then again, H6 might be for some supplementary text or an aside. We don't necessarily need to add that here. The important thing to note is that an H1 is usually the only one on the page. H2 will stand for the second most important text. So we've properly applied an H1 to the title of our story and an H2 to the byline. And then H3s will break up large sections of a website. So when you're starting a new topic, you might want to use an H3 tag. H4 is for subtopics under those main topics. H5s and H6s are much less common, but they are used for subtext or for certain asides. Though I did just notice one thing here on line 15. I forgot a word. All Sherlock Holmes stories exist in the public domain. So we'll save that and we'll view it in our browser. And you could see that we now have clear sections. Our heading and our byline stand out more. And it's very clear where our story starts and ends.